Welcome to the Lancers Guild adventure. If you seek to refine your skills with the polearm, then you have come to the right place. Here at the Lancers Guild, spear wielders gather to train with one another and further hone their abilities under the tutelage of our fine instructors. Do you seek membership with us? Sure. Very well. I shall provide you with an insight to the history of the guild. More than just an instrument of war, the spear is also a tool for hunting, and the game ever plentiful in the Twelveswood. The weapon has been the mainstay of the locals here since before the founding of Gridania. With the passing of time, our nation became a gathering place for spearmasters across the realm, many eager to test their mettle against the famed might of our wood whalers. And it was here that Gridania, their myriad fighting styles came into contact, eventually giving rise to the art taught here today. That spear technique could be formalized at all owed much to the founding of the Lancers Guild by wood whaler Captain Mistale nigh on a century past. The tradition of accepting students from without as well as within Gridania's borders persist to this day, ensuring that the art of this polearm may not only survive but continue to evolve. Well, there you have it. I hope that this brief history of the guild has helped settle any doubts in your mind. The Lancers Guild is always eager to welcome new initiates. If you are willed to enlist, speak to me again and we can begin enrollment procedures. Well then, have you made up your mind to enlist with the Lancers Guild? Way of the Lancer. Jillian wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Lancers Guild. Yes. Excellent. I shall let Guild Master Win know to expect you. I think that's Win. Yeah. All who seek admittance to our ranks must present themselves before him. He will judge if you are fit to become one of us. Pray make your way to the training area within. Our Guild Master awaits you there.
Well met, adventurer. I understand you wish to learn the Lancer's art under our roof. I see you have some combat experience, yet it remains to be seen if such skills as you have acquired will avail you here. But no matter, in my capacity as Guildmaster, I shall guide your training, beginning with the very basics, the principles of our art. There exist myriad fighting styles, each of which has its own unique qualities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as ours. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. An experienced Lancer is able to wield a polearm if it was an extension of his body. He transforms into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we Lancers forego plate, favoring armor of leather and chain, such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering movement. A Lancer's worth may be measured quite simply in how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defenses. By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill. Even in a farmer's hands, it is capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus it has been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yet know that the lance alone does not make a Lancer make. Faced with unfavorable odds, an unseasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true Lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds, that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage. And that is why our guild has striven from the first to instill this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. Adorous trials await you should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you the resolve to wield the lance? Have you the resolve to wield the lance? Sure. Well said, adventurer. I see no reason to deny you a place within our ranks. But I neglected to introduce myself. I am Wayne, master of this guild. Pleasantries duly exchanged, I shall add to your hunting log the names of the creatures against a Lancer might hone his skills. In celebration of this occasion, I hereby present you with your very own spear. Arm yourself with it, and speak to me once more. I would have you undertake your first task, a trial to be precise.
My first spear. Wayne wishes to assign you your first trial as a member of the Lancers Guild.
So you're able to discern one end of the spear from another. Good. You are doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is well, for I too have a test in mind, or rather, a trial. In order to develop an affinity with your weapon and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth and pit yourself against the creatures that roam just outside the city. The squirrels, ladybugs, and fungi should provide you with a suitable challenge. Put down, let us say, 3 of each, and then report back to me. So you're back. I trust you have learned something of the essence of our art. The Lancer learns best when he is doing, with each thrust making him stronger. Such as strategy and technique will come in time. And never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. When next we meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. Blah, blah, blah.
Spear of the Fearless. Guildmaster Wayne would teach you the meaning of courage.
Ah, you have returned. I take it from your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. You are ready to begin the next phase of your training. You recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into 2 aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a Lancer of Sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. And so to your first task. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to Vilkin known as Yarzons. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. They typically fall upon the prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. You must go through the mind of their victim. What must go through the mind of the victim in that instance? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take the sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be only one curious Yarzon appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let us see how you fare then. Go now, my young Lancer. Go learn to what it means to fight with composure.
Foul-smelling bait. Through Yarzons are said to be attracted to the stench of most any kind of rotting flesh, but become especially excited when that flesh is of a fellow Vilkin.
Welcome back, Raid, and well done. I trust now you understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spare will avail the Lancer who lacks composure. You are now ready to learn the second aspect of a Lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a Lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely, his capacity to attack. A Lancer who fears to attack is naught but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it would do him, and it is not and will never be a shield. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand, I bid you to the Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hole. Since the calamity, that neck of the Twelveswood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars which have become a haunt for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? Ha! To reveal that would defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young Lancer. I will only say this. You will face these foes with a Lancer's resolve. If you face these foes with a Lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Once you have completed the trial, pray report to Jillian in the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble, though I doubt you will encounter similar difficulties. Her struggle has furnished her with certain insights which I think you will find benefit from hearing. A Lancer learns best when he is doing aye, but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Let go now, Raid, and do as I bid you.
I've been expecting you, Raid. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now, the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. Gods know how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you'll acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of conflict and ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will follow. Did that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Wayne, but if there's aught I can do to assist in your training... What was that? Something is afoot in the training area.
And you call yourselves Lancers? Pathetic. You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will, I'm above provocation. Huh. Craven to the last man. Ah, but what have we here? Wait, he is but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted him to your ranks, did you not? Very well. I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. There's not more to see. Return to your drills. Raid, you made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to our uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door, seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage. The composure to bring the sum of your strength and skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. The next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Till then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell, Raid.
Guildmaster Wayne has a mind to test your courage. Courage of stone.
Ah, Raid, I swear you have gained an ilm around the arm since we last spoke. It is plain that you have not been idle. In our previous lesson, you have learned the Lancer's definition of courage and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Today we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle. This is well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, you may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold the odds Will composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Anoles claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you will need to negotiate a path through whole packs of flesh-eating scalekin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To stride into the midst of so many would ask much of any Lancer's courage. But given time, and no amount of perseverance, I am confident you will prove equal to the task. Yes, this is so hard. Congratulations, you have returned the false Stone of Courage. Aye, you heard me right. False! What does it say about your courage, I wonder? Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Falquez. We've had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instance I sensed in you bloody hell. On that occasion I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was that in that instance that I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present. In its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirit Hold, under the God of Fell Fiends. A far more fitting challenge, as I'm sure you'll agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls that cower there. Wayne will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. So you have returned. Tell me, were you able to attain the Stone of Courage?
Stone of Courage, a heavy stone used by the Wood Whalers for training with the lance.
Yes, this is indeed the stone. It is rather worse condition when last saw it. Yes, this is indeed the stone, though it is rather worse condition than when I last saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Now content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training. 7 hells, this is not to be borne. Listen well, Raid, though I do not doubt you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not that man's words. That Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great dangers, vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a Lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Nose territory served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirithold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep this lesson of this trial close to your heart.
A dangerous proposition. Guildmaster Wayne urgently needs you to travel to the East Shroud in his stead.
Oh, Raid, you've come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, an old friend, our old friend Falquez, paid us another visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. Seems one of our younger members took offense at his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly, and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now, Raid. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead, and watch over our comrade.
Whoops. Oh, I'm right there.
So we meet again. You remember who I am, I trust. I do. But of course you remember your mentor, he who taught you the true meaning of courage. I understand you are able to retrieve the Stone of Courage in Spirit Hold. It seems I was right about you. Aye, you have the makings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have just the trial for you, one that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? Ah, but you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice it to say I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When last we spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. You must needs seek out better sport. But fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potation and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you the wrath of a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Alchemic potation. A highly toxic liquid entrusted you by the rogue Lancer Falquez. So you have vanquished the treant. By striking down that frenzied creature, you have further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade. Oh, I shall. Once you have completed my next trial, this one will pit you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to the Lifemen's Stump in the Central Shroud. Once there, seek out the likely spot among the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing from up close, but better to offer you advice. Oh, it's, guess I'll go this way. Tis good as over, the Alpha Wolf paralyzes you. Will your courage hold out in the face of terror? We shall see. Courage is forged only in the midst of great danger. I grow deadly. Let's make this more interesting. A true lancer need not his eyes to win, only his courage. Oh dear, it would seem that you have enraged the beast. You are to be congratulated, Raid. By throwing yourself in the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. And in the process, you have brought peace to the Lifemen's Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the Guild are not but child's play. Mine is the one true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Wayne and his house of cravens, never to return. For your sake, I pray you do so soon. Till we meet again. Raid, thank the gods you are safe. The young fool of a lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Falquez again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You are able to overcome Falquez's trials, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage, that is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied treant, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you are able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, Raid. It is past time I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons in a lancer's arsenal. But may it serve you well. Now, I must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected, that Falquez will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Perhaps his regard for you could be turned to our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put Falquez from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting.
Lance of Destiny. Guildmaster Wayne has a trial in mind for you which promises to be more dangerous than any you have faced thus far.
I've been expecting you, Raid. You have been training hard, I trust. I would set you your next trial, one more dangerous than any you have faced before, but would not send an unprepared man to his death. Before we proceed, I must need verify your progress with mine own eyes. You'll face 3 experienced lancers in single combat. Defeat each one in succession, and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take your place in the training area. We begin when you are ready. No one is to hold back. Begin! Next! Next! Enough! Put up your lance! Well done, Raid. Impressive, Raid. Most impressive. You are ready to face the trial. Yet I did not exaggerate when I said it would be dangerous. Make no mistake, to take this test is to risk death. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed?
Sure.
You disappoint me. Back again, are you? That man is the only soul in this pathetic excuse of a guild who shows any promise. Which is why I counseled him to leave you. Alas, he chose to remain in your house of cravens. Such a waste. This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to object, I invite you to do so with lance in hand. You do not want for confidence, sir, but answer me this. What grudge do you hold against us? For what reason did you choose this of all crusades?
I detest cravens I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage, and like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason.
Well, the fixity of your purpose is clear, even if your reasoning is not. So be it. Suffice it to say, you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but do not presume that I will be your opponent. No. You must face the Lancer over whom you so gladly claim mentorship. The one man among us whose potential you have consented to acknowledge. Raid shall represent us all. As Guildmaster, I wager the fate of the guild upon his lance.
Ha! Do what you will, coward. It is your guild to throw away. You may even set the terms of the contest.
Very well. Raid is to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before he does. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He is a giant among spores, unrivaled in strength and savagery, and the ruler over all his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know, though, that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience to just anyone. You must needs to present him an offering of bloody tusks of his subjects, the wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you have prepared your offering, leave it upon the area of trampled earth. Drawn to the stench of blood, the Lord of the Bramble Patch will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? No? Then let the trial commence.
Bloody boar tusk. It appears the poor soul who tried to harvest this tusk before you was not so fortunate.
This wager is good as won. Behold the true meaning of courage. Such a brute strike. Oh. You shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Well done, Raid. You have completed the trial. I trust you now see the truth in my words. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not courage, it is folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. No, Raid. Leave him be. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. Maybe. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. Had you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment and feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus you were able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done, Raid. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon even the mightiest of foes. As for Falquez, Well, if there is a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the self-same lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, Raid, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to our next meeting.
Questions and Lancers. Guildmaster Wayne wants you to learn from other masters of the Lancer's art.
It is good to see you again, Raid, and stronger than when we last spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have a mind to set you on your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage. I would have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our art. In the many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the distinction of being regarded among the finest lancers of their time. And just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. By availing yourself of their wisdom, you will take another step toward becoming a fully fledged lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Methomi. Seek him out at Hermes' spire in the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at his post have honed Mathiomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for his inspection, Raid, and do as he bids you.
You must be the young lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Ethiomi, commander of the brave men and women of this spire. Now let's have a good look at you. Or is that a gal? No, it's a guy. Never mind. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance. There is no doubt. But you still want for experience. I don't doubt you've seen much and more. Mayhap you believe there is not left out there to unnerve you. Yet the world is wide, and only the gods can claim to know all. You may be assured that the legendary lancers of old falters at times. No lancer, nor any man, can foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself for the unexpected. I would have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh spoken blood, and sprinkle it at the foot of the great tree to the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night, which you are to vanquish. Spoken blood, the warm blood of a bipedal sentient. For some unknown reason, the humors will not coagulate. Welcome back, son, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. The blood bat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, which makes putting a spear in the beast an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may easily have given rise to panic. Yet to your credit, you have fought resolutely, and thus emerged the victor. Wayne has taught you well, young one. You have a way to go, to be sure, but beneath those rough-hewn edges I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Boscaron's druthers in the southern shroud. It is there that you'll meet your next instructor. Boscaron himself awaits. The man had a unique approach to our art, though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear. His words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do his mead. Good though it is. By meeting Bascaron and availing yourself of his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. I don't think there's a real quick way of getting there. Not really. Whoops. Yeah. Worry more on...
Well, visit Wade's protege. I thought it was about time you arrived. I'm Boscarin, and this here's my place. In case you're wondering why old Wayne sent you, I should mention I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened the Druthers, I manned an outpost not far from here. Any road between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat just now, so if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Now, take this nice bottle of full flower mead. Wait, don't open it! This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make an offering of it at Mistali's Lance, which is the monument tucked away in the rocky cleft to the south of here. See the bottle safely there, complete with its contents, and when you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good.
Donna's voice, but I can't remember what it was, so that is his voice now, until the next time I come across him, in which case I will still not remember this voice, and we'll come up with another new one for him. Full flower mead. This aged honey liquor has a faint bouquet of roses and ochus.
So you offered the meat as I told you, and without drinking a drop? Very well, you should have a tale of me, as promised. Mistali was a man who founded the Lancers Guild, and the monument I sent you to was erected in his honor. Mistali was courage made flesh. Cut him, and I dare say he would have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of a Lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering him. And that weren't all he did, seeing how the art had gone stale, what with our lancers keeping to the confines of the Twelveswood, he sought to bring new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and the non-Forestborn were considered faithless savages. Aye, it was even worse than now. Of course, old Mistali wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking what it was, a lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a force full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers, and by blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Mistali. Us the Lancers owe him much and more, and it is our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. What's that? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt, son. My part of this trading's done. 'Tis time you visited your third and final instructor, a fellow named... Lord. Yeah, no. You'll find him willing his way. You'll find him willing to weigh his time at the bobbing cork like as not. Oh, that's not the name of. That's the name of an inn in Fallgourd Float. In case you didn't know, up in the North Shroud it is. That guy is an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it until neither man could lift his spear or tip off the ground. I warn you, he was a right stubborn bugger back then, and the years ain't done much to improve his humors. So, good luck with impressing him.
I take it you're the young lancer of whom Wayne spoke. An adventurer besides, by the look of you. I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You have come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, that you will not find me as lenient as an instructor as the others. Now pay attention. Thus far you have learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me you will learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, the Lancer must be able to think and adapt, and to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I will have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will appear only where there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers of slain balloons and depositing them at a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with ever greater fervor until it is ripe to burst in a conflagration of death. Let courage lead strength to your lance. Let courage lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe.
Am I going this way? Crap. I don't suppose there's any down here. Nope. Oh well. Crap. Oh, there it goes. Balloon finger. This tiny finger was taken from a void scent balloon. This tiny finger taken from a void scent balloon is hot to the touch.
So you have vanquished the Red Balloon, no less than what I expect of one of Wayne's. Your enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of the battle to shift repeatedly. Yet ever did you press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us, after all. I have finished with you. You may report back to Wayne, and when you do, tell him that the young upstart that I demand that he show his face here from time to time. That is all.
Old Valu Claret, I guess, demands I show my face? I only could assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, Raid, well done. I never doubted that you would meet with the approval of all three men, yet I am no less proud of you for having done so. You have traveled far along the Lance's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your lance work, and return to when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting.
Proof of might. Guildmaster Wayne would see you set you on a final trial.
Ah, Raid, ever a sight for sore eyes. By return, I take it you are ready for the final trial. Very well, let us...
Guildmaster Wayne!
You are wounded. What has happened?
We were attacked, sir, by a Dusk-Ranked Lancer, as we trained in the forest. He was impossibly strong, a demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage.
Not him. Not Falquez.
We were in the northwest corner of the Central Shroud when it happened. I was able to get away, but the others... You must help the others!
Be strong, man. I am sorry, Raid. The trial must wait. Pray make haste to the Central Shroud and help your comrades. And Raid, should Falquez force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed you on your way.
Ah, okay. Help! For the love of the 12, help me! Help me, please! Equipment went out. my life, friend. Another breath and I would have become Wormfather. A Duskright Lancer unleashed the fiends upon us, claiming to temper our courage. You should see the look in his eye when he said it. That bastard!
Blah, blah, blah.
Where is he now? I think he headed off toward the North Shroud. Maybe in the direction of Fallgourd Float? I can't say for sure. I was concentrated on the scale kit at the time. If it's a reckoning you seek, you are likely to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will already have alerted the whalers. I dare say the Duskright is being held at Spear Point as we speak, begging for his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. Serves the bastard right and all.
What kept you? Helping your comrades, you say? Fool, you'll waste your pity on false friends. It's only a matter of time before they betray you. Aye, just like those wretches who saw me imprisoned and exiled. I was once an upright citizen of Gridania, a man of the Lancers Guild, and life was not easy. For want of coin and to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the guild's coffers. The theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had been perpetuated by someone within its ranks. An air of suspicion hung heavy over the guild from that day forth, until at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. Only for them to bite their craven tongues after I stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. And so it was that I alone took the blame. Of course it was the Duskright, everyone said. Was there ever any doubt? It all made perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names that I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? What that I had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. What that I had the courage to escape my dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some hapless god's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode into the lairs of ravenous fiends while drenched in blood. I put the helpless offspring to the spear that I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. For my efforts, I have acquired the ultimate courage. A courage forged amidst danger and tempered by a rage. I fear nothing. I am the greatest lancer that ever lived. We settle this once and for all. You are the sole lancer worthy of the name. By defeating you, I will prove my courage. Oh, yuck, icky. You will not get the better of me. You think me without honor? To hell's with your honor! I fight for victory. I will stop at nothing to attain it. Impossible! My courage is absolute! No! Come no closer! So Falquez is no more. His was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different. Had fate not dealt him such a cruel hand, he could have well commanded a place of honor within these halls. But it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It is enough that you are still with us, Raid. Lest you wonder about your final trial, there will be none. I have seen all I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that yours is a genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass you to the secrets of Lance Charge, one of our most potent abilities in our arsenal. You are a Lancer in your own right now. There is not more I can teach you. From here onwards, it is up to you to seek out such challenges as will make you grow. Like attracts like, and the strong are drawn to strength. Just as I once knew for a certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find, or be found by, an adversary of equal worth. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is naught you need to fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth to blaze a new trail with spear in hand.